On today's episode of Flashback Friday and Elvis History is Halloween 2025, and I'm taking you back to Halloween 1957 in Elvis Presley's life. 68 years ago tonight, Elvis goes to a Halloween party with celebrities, and he takes his boys along. GK is here to tell you the story of the costume that Elvis wore and what happened at that Halloween party that's going to make you laugh. So go get your Halloween candy ready, get your favorite costume ready to go trick-or-treating tonight, and let's learn a little cool Elvis history on this Flashback Friday Halloween edition. Don't double dribble. Let's get to the show.
I'm in Hollywood. Elvis is doing the movie Jailhouse Rock, and we get an invite to a Halloween party. Elvis doesn't go to Halloween parties. He doesn't go to any. He wouldn't go to Hollywood parties at all. So anyway, we kept bugging Elvis. Let's go. All the great stars are going to be there. Can you imagine? It's his Cy DeVore's house. He was the tailor to the stars at that time. We said, Elvis, every major star in Hollywood's going to be there. He's got a great home. All these chicks are going to be there. Oh, I don't go to Hollywood parties. So finally, Halloween day, there's a crazy guy named Billy Murphy. He was a Hollywood actor. He was in Sands of Iwo Jima with Richard Jekyll. They played brothers. But anyway, he started hanging with us. And he came up to the hotel, and he was good with his hands. He'd made a gorgeous cat mask out of gold. He fashioned it. I don't know how he made it, but he made it. And Elvis put this mask on. So you can see it in a lot of books. This picture, they took pictures, and he put on this mask. And he said, "Hey, I like this. Let's go to that Halloween party." Man, we were ready. So it's a spur of the moment. So we jump in his car, and we're going. I said, "Elvis, what? We got a problem." He said, "What's the problem?" I said, "Elvis, it's costume. We're the only guy got a costume. We don't have any." He said, "What do you think?" I said, "Elvis, there's a Pantaz drugstore up here." I said, to stop there, and I run in. They got to have some costumes left. I ran. All they had left was little Lone Ranger masks. You can imagine. So I got 5 or 6 Lone Ranger masks. And Elvis had on this beautiful cat mask, and he got a red shirt with a collar. Red sweater. He looked really great in it. And so we get to the party, and we walk up, and Elvis hands the security guard, the invitation. He looks up and he says, "You're not Elvis Presley." I said, "Man, this is Elvis. We want to go to the party." He said, Halloween, he thought someone's coming as Elvis. See? So anyway, about that time, as luck would have it, Cy DeVore walked by. "Elvis, how are you, Mr. Presley? Elvis, come on in." And the guy grabbed me, and he said, "Sir, do me a favor." The security guard, I said, "What?" He said, "Please apologize." He said, "I didn't know that was really Elvis." I thought it was So I said, "Don't worry about it. He loves that." So we go into the party, and every major star. Joan Collins, this is in my book. Joan Collins was she was the red hot chick in Hollywood at that time.
Babe, yeah.
She still looks pretty good. She was in town recently, a couple of years ago. Anyway, Joan Collins has 4 aces on in very strategic places. and all of it, there was Debbie Reynolds, and she was flirting with me, and she was with Eddie Fisher, and over here's another star, and there's Burt Reynolds, and there's Charlton Heston, and they're all the stars are there. So I go in this side room, and I look over by the fireplace, and there sits Nat King Cole.
What?
I said, "Oh my God," that's what I said. Because we all love Nat King Cole's voice, Mr. Smooth. And I said, "Man, what are you going to do, GK? I'm talking about Elvis. I got to say hello to Nat King Cole." And Elvis is in another room. Everybody's around him. So I walk over, and I say, "Mr. Cole, I'd like to say hello to you." He said, "Yes." He's about 6'4", and he stood up. I said, "I'm George Klein. I'm a disc jockey from Memphis." And I said, "You've always been one of my favorites, and I just want to shake your hand and say hello to you. And I've always enjoyed playing your records and stuff." And I said, and I looked at him, and I said, "Oh, my God." He was dressed as Elvis. He had a little black leather jacket. He had sideburns pasted on, and he had a guitar around his neck, a small guitar. And I said, "Mr. Cole, this is ironic." He said, "What's that?" How he talked. He said, I said, "Well, you're dressed as Elvis, and I'm with Elvis." He said, "You're with Elvis?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I really would like to meet Elvis." I said, "Well, don't move, Mr. Nat King Cole, don't move." I went in the next room, and I said, "Elvis." He said, "What else?" He said, "What?" I said, "Nat King Cole's in the next room. He wants to meet you." He said, "Well, I'll be over there in a minute." I said, "No, Elvis, you don't understand." He said, "Understand what?" I said, "Elvis, he came dressed as you." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Elvis, he's got on a black leather jacket, the collar turned up, sideburns pasted on the side, and the guitar around his neck." He said, "Let's go."
That story happened on October 31st, 1957 in Hollywood at Cy DeVore, the dresser of the stars, Halloween party. And Cy DeVore dressed a lot of movies back during that era, including Ocean's 11, and dressed the Rat Pack, all those stars in this classic scene. So So I hope you have a happy Halloween. If you're watching this on Halloween, go out and get you a gold cat mask like the king of rock and roll. And hopefully you'll get to hang out with some beautiful girls tonight at a Halloween party. So thanks for watching this episode of Flashback Friday and Elvis History. Till next time, I'll see you down the road. Happy Halloween.